We're live. Hello, hello. I hope everyone is well today. I'm back on a pop-up live. Just, it's Thursday. It's a random time. It's, what I do. What can you say? It's how I roll, right? That's what I said last week. That is totally how I roll. So today I am talking about self-acceptance. I am not sure if any of you saw my live, not my live, my reel from Instagram earlier in the week. I did a short reel on self-acceptance, and I said self-acceptance is the gatekeeper to self-improvement. So take a peek at that reel. I did actually talk about one of the little exercises I do for self-acceptance and behaviors and sort of identifying those behaviors. So take a peek at that reel and get note that exercise so you can make use of that. It's a pretty good one. It's kind of juicy. So self-acceptance happens when we self-observe through non-judgment. And I say this all the time, non-judgment, non-judgment, non-judgment. And I say this because it's so critical to our accepting of ourselves. And so we can evolve and improve. It's thoroughly vital to this process. So being in a state of non-judgment as often as you possibly can. Because when we start doing that for ourselves, when we get used to doing non-judgment observation of ourselves, we are then able to do that for others, which will change our interactions in everything we do. But today, we're just focusing on ourselves and self-acceptance and self-observation. So one thing that happened this week was I posted that reel about self-acceptance on a couple different platforms. I posted on Instagram and I posted it on Facebook. And on Facebook, it posted just fine. But on Instagram, it posted upside down. Some of you may follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and so I have seen it. So what I did was, when a friend called me and said, "Hey, did you know that your video is upside down?" I was like, "No, it did not." And I went and took it. And my first reaction was, "Oh, I should redo this. Crap, I got to repost it, and that kind of sucks. It's kind of a pain, and I hate to do that." But then I thought, you know what? No. Why? I mean, I'm still saying the same thing. I just happen to be upside down, right? So I took that opportunity to leave it up to get people to maybe say, "Why is this girl upside down?" And maybe they would watch the video. More people would watch it. And so I did a follow-up video the next day. And that follow-up video talked about how I left that video upside down and how I was observing myself and my reaction. And I decided not to react in the way that I initially wanted to, and that it felt really good to sort of be in a state of imperfection, because that's how I show up. That's how I want to show up, is in my true authentic state, which is, as everybody is, completely imperfect. And I want to show up that way to hopefully inspire other people to just show up. You don't have to be perfect, because nobody is. Just show up, because we need you and want you here. So that upside down video was an opportunity for me to practice self-acceptance. So high five, total win. And I do appreciate the people who said, "Hey, your video's upside down." And I got to say, I know, but just wait. There's another video coming about that. So that was one example of self-acceptance that I got to exercise this week, which was totally hysterical, right? Thank you, universe, for providing that opportunity for me. And so the next day, after the second video, I was on my coffee walk with my dog, as I do in the mornings, all bundled up with my mittens and my coffee, and we're just walking around doing our thing. And I had this hit, and the word that came to me was micro-focusing. And I think it's not really out there, it's not being used, but it's what I've now coined micro-focusing. And what I consider micro-focusing is when you zoom in on one area or one aspect of yourself or a thing so hard that you don't see anything else. It actually puts blinders on you so that you can't see the bigger picture, everything else. You're just so hyper focused, or micro focused on this one area. For example, when you go and look at a painting, if you zoom in on one tiny area of that painting, it's not necessarily going to be all that beautiful or incredible. It's just going to be a blob of color or no color or whatever. But if you zoom out, that little part becomes part of the whole. And all of a sudden, altogether, it's very harmonious and it works beautifully. And it makes sense, right? And then you see the greater beauty of it all. So if self-acceptance is the gatekeeper to self-improvement, Micro-focusing is the lock on that gate. Micro-focusing is our subconscious messaging that says, if I reject a part of me first, if someone else does that, it won't matter, it won't hurt. I have done it first, therefore I'm protected. But unfortunately, that's actually a lie, right? That is just a lie that our subconscious is telling us. It's not true. All that does, all the micro-focusing does, is it keeps us from feeling confident, from feeling worthy and accepted. We feel unconfident, we feel unworthy and unaccepted by ourselves. And over the last 8, 9 years, I've been styling, and prior to that working retail and working in clothing and having people try things on. What I noticed is all of us do this. We start micro focusing, and we micro focus on the one area of our body that we dislike the most. We zoom right in, and whatever that's going to be, whether it's your nose or your neck or your breasts or your butt or your knees or your elbows or your arms. Let me tell you, I've heard it all, right? And I've done it too. We all have areas we don't love, and we tend to micro focus on that and go, ugh, beat ourselves up first thing in the morning and then all day every day. We just keep hitting that micro focus area time and time and time again, and it just keeps us feeling icky. But my point to all of these styling clients was, I'm not looking at your knees, your elbow, your nose, your breast, your butt. I am looking at the whole picture. So the tool to battle micro focusing is to zoom out, right? So instead of zooming in, you zoom out and you see the whole picture. And when you're seeing the whole picture, all of a sudden, that thing that you were so focused on sort of blends into a more beautiful vision, a more beautiful whole. And it makes you go, oh, okay, that's a much better messaging. And like, wow, what I'm seeing as a whole, I like. It makes sense as a whole versus zooming in on that. I mean, to me, humans are the most engaging works of art. I mean, we are constantly in change, and we don't even really do anything about it. Our hair, our skin, and our eyes all change color as we age, right? Our bodies shift shape throughout our lives for various reasons, whether it's health or having babies, or taking an interest in working out, or hobbies, or whatever we're doing. Our bodies shift. We use hairstyle, we use makeup, we use clothing to create new works of art every day. And hopefully, with conscious dressing, shift our mindset, right? It's just pretty incredible. Our beauty lies in the whole being, not in the individual parts. And that's kind of what I want people to take away from this, is stop micro focusing on things you don't like, because all that's going to do is set up negativity, and you will stay in that swirling negativity, because it is a safe place to be, because you know what's not right, and if you focus on that, there's no chance that you'll be rejected by others, because you've rejected yourself first. So we're gonna stop doing that. I beg of you, please stop micro focusing, because I guarantee you, whatever it is that you are so focused on, so sure is the worst, most horrible thing about you, other people aren't seeing that. They are seeing you as the whole, because when you look at other people, chances are you're looking at the whole of them and not breaking down their parts looking for flaws. In general, people are always just looking to admire and love others. So next time you find yourself slipping into micro-focus mode, zoom out. Look at yourself, or whatever it is that you're trying to look at. Look at that subject as an observer. Be the observer. This is a skill that you should hone, because, as I said earlier, it will allow you to be in non-judgment and allow you to be present and accepting and feel worthy. And it really is the foundation for all the change you want to create in your life. So learn to be an observer and zoom out. So I hope this was helpful to you, because it really meant a lot to me. Thinking about this and working on this week, I'm really trying to get through these foundational basics to really start helping all of us understand how to really consciously create change and thrive in a change environment, and thrive whether change is thrust upon us, or thrive when we choose to create the change that we want. Because that's what I do with my clients, is I help them navigate their way and thrive through the change in their life. So there are some tools for you today. Like I said, watch the little reel from the other day for the exercise I talked about, the journaling exercise, and then today's, hopefully with the new zoom out and observer lens that you're going to be gifting yourself with. So I hope you enjoy that. Hit with replay and let me know you've watched this, because I love to know who's watching and what you think of it. And do you zoom out or do you do zoom in? Are you a micro focuser or are you zooming out to see the whole picture? Make that observation non-judgmentally. And I hope you all have a great day.